Hey everybody, today we are looking at Amos chapters 7 to 9. And we have been going through these prophets for a year and almost 9 months now. And as I read through this section, it's kind of the stereotypical prophetic message, right? People have been turning away from God, trusting in idols, mistreating one another. And because they have done that, God is going to allow the consequences of their action and their rejection of Him to catch up with them. That He's going to reject them, and they are going to experience exile, devastation, heartache. But at the very end of this section, there's a glimmer of hope that despite their constant rejection, that's not the end of the story. God's a God who forgives and heals and restores. And as I was reading through this, I was like, oh, this again. We've been talking about this a lot over the past almost 2 years now. And I just had this feeling of just fatigue as I was reading. Like, oh, here we go, the same kind of message again. And you may often feel that as you read through the prophets. Maybe you felt that through this series. Maybe as you picked up the prophetic books, that same sort of feeling has hit home. Like, oh, again. Here we go again. And that weariness, that tiredness, I think, is actually an intrinsic part of what you are supposed to feel when you read it. Why did the biblical kind of compilers put all the prophets together like this? Was it just to overwhelm us with doom and gloom, or was there some other purpose? And I have to think that as the Spirit was guiding them to compile the books and place them in the order that they did, that there was a process and a purpose to that as well. And that is, as we're reading through the prophets, we should feel tired and weary. We should feel like, oh, again, because I think this is exactly how God feels. As God is seeing His people reject Him time and time again, as God sees people mistreat one another, abuse one another, as they do even the most despicable things, sacrificing their children to foreign gods, burning them in the fire. You can just feel God saying, oh, really? Again? I am tired of this. And I think that's what we're meant to feel, what God feels. And this is what we're meant to feel, not just about the actions of these people and why they keep doing what they're doing and feeling tired about them making the same mistakes, but it's also supposed to draw our attention to our own actions. Is this how God feels when He looks at us and the things that we do, the things that we trust in, the things that we run after? Are we running after things that don't matter? Are we putting our trust in things that don't ultimately bring hope and healing and restoration? Are we abusing other people for the sake of our own advantage? Do we do those things? If so, if someone were to write the book about our life in a prophet showing up and speaking to us, would that same feeling of, again, resonate and be true? My hope that it's not. And the point, I think, of these prophets is to put a mirror to us and our own thoughts and our own actions, and to say, as we are tired of reading through this behavior, does our behavior look like theirs? And if so, we need to be the people to change. So my challenge for you as you get to those moments like this, where you kind of read the same thing over and over and over again, and you're feeling, again, to actually take a moment to reflect. Say, God, is this true of me? Is this what I am like? Is this how you feel? And if so, what can I do to start actually changing it and living for you instead? Putting my neighbor first, looking after the disadvantaged and the poor. How can I seek to be someone who builds and proclaims your kingdom rather than runs away from it and rejects it? So I'll just leave that for you to ponder today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.